My parents halted my education until I said sorry to their prized star. I simply replied, "Fine." The following day, my brother kept grinning until he spotted my locker cleared out and the switch documents already submitted. He dashed in, terrified. "Please say you haven't shared it." Dad's grin disappeared right away. "Shared what?" "Hey, Reddit. I once believed school corridors were noisy. Lockers banging shut, shoes screeching, somebody constantly shouting across the hall. But nothing beats the quiet. The type of quiet that comes after painful remarks from those meant to shield you. It was a Thursday evening when my parents had me sit at the kitchen table, expressions stern, mouths pressed thin, my brother looming behind them like a satisfied silhouette. Dad didn't soften it. He seldom did. "You're barred from classes," he stated bluntly. "Until you say sorry." I stared, puzzled. "Sorry for what?" My mother exhaled as though worn out by my mere presence. "Stop acting ignorant. You shamed your brother once more." Once more, my brother, their favored one, their wonder kid, their source of delight. He could burn down the house and they'd praise the warmth. Me, meanwhile, I could inhale incorrectly and get blamed for destroying the household. "What precisely am I saying sorry for?" I inquired softly. "For being rude to him." Mom barked. "For causing him to feel lesser." He labeled me garbage before his buddies. I pointed out calmly. "I only asked him to quit." Dad pounded the table. "You spoke loudly to him. You degraded him." My brother grinned, a cocky, content twist of his mouth that revealed all I needed. "Okay," I eventually said. "Fine." Mom seemed baffled. Dad lifted a brow. "Fine," he echoed. "Yeah," I responded, rising. "If you insist on an apology that much, then fine. But here's the thing about me. I'd quit acting the part they assigned." They anticipated surrender. This was planning instead. That evening, as they reveled in their win, I perched on my bed with a pile of papers, my switch forms, my approval note, my grant confirmation for the different academy I'd quietly applied to weeks earlier. A spot distant where nobody saw me as the troublemaker, I boxed my worn books, creased my outfits, and dropped my locker key into a small pouch. I wasn't barred. I was departing, and they were clueless. The morning after, the home was lively. Dad remained pleased with his punishment. Mom sang while preparing food, and my brother's arrogance poured off him like bad scent. At the meal, he reclined and remarked, "Set to behave today." I stayed silent. I just took my bag lighter now and exited the door. I entered the building soon before others showed. The corridor reeked of cleaner and aged pages. My locker waited there, chilly and steel, for one final moment. I spun the combination and cleared it all. Journals, pictures, the little stuffed charm my closest pal had gifted, even the doodled reminders I saved for drive. Every trace of me removed. I wiped it till it seemed unused. I stuck the pouch with my locker key to the surface and slid the switch bundle into the office slot. No spectacle, no scene, just a calm close to a phase nobody else cherished. As kids began coming, I moved like all was normal. My brother swaggered in with his typical crowd, assurance oozing like grease. He missed me initially until he noticed the carton I held. "What's in there?" he questioned, squinting. "Just giving back stuff," I answered. He grinned again, preparing to say sorry. I smiled, tiny, courteous, lethal, already taken care of, and I left. Third block hadn't begun when he raced through the corridors like a pup smelling danger. His hair messy, his pack half-zipped, fear filling his expression. He'd checked my locker, he'd found it bare, he'd grasped my move. He bolted into my room, out of breath, gaze frantic. "Please say you haven't shared it." The whole space shifted, seats grinding. My instructor stopped mid-word. I cocked my head. "Shared what?" He appeared horrified, not at me but at his own deeds, at what his choices were set to lose him. Before he could reply, Dad showed at the entrance. How he arrived so quick, I'll never grasp. But the second he caught the dread in my brother's eyes, his grin faded. For the first time, he realized control had escaped. My brother seized my arm. "Say you didn't put it up," everyone murmured. Someone inhaled sharply. "Put up what?" My instructor insisted. My brother's tone broke. That the audio, the space fell quiet, the strain dense enough to suffocate. I eased into my chair. "What audio?" He gulped. Deeply. "You know," he whispered. "The one where I said things." He referred to the audio of him and his pals ridiculing me, hurling insults, gloating about controlling me, and claiming mom and dad would forever trust him over me, regardless of his actions. He had overlooked one detail: I wasn't barred, I was finished. And when you're finished, you cease hiding truths for those who hurt you. Dad advanced, his tone deep and wavering. What audio? My brother gazed at me with broad, begging eyes. You didn't share it right. I reclined, folded my arms, and murmured gently, shared what? The corridor beyond burst. Someone yelled, look at the school board. Devices hummed, alerts surged. My brother's complexion paled because they all viewed it. The audio, the harshness, the reality. And for the first time, my brother truly grasped the price of dismissing me. They figured barring me would instruct me. Instead, the facts they hid for years emerged. And by day's close, outcomes they never pictured were already at our doorstep. When the audio went public, it didn't strike like an explosion. It arrived like dawn through a gap. Abrupt, exposing, unignorable. At start, it was whispers. Someone loaded a sound file to the closed senior board. Then, a kid sent the link to a chat and another to a guardian. By the third block chime, half the grounds knew. Devices shook in drawers, expressions blanched, glances flicked like sparrows. My brother spotted it first. He pleaded with me not to share it. He didn't explain why, just that it would destroy him. He didn't comprehend because he never needed to grasp how words turn into proof. He didn't realize how a captured voice could endure beyond pride. The room burst. My instructor attempted calm, but the segments were already on devices, on tongues, in displays. The sound rang sharp as day. His chuckles, his scorn, the mean taunts about me, the easy belief that kin loyalty would always trump facts. The head's line glowed with rings. An office worker showed at the door, expression like a ruler. Please come out, she stated softly. I went, pulse even, hands steady. I'd foreseen turmoil. I'd not foreseen rescue to feel routine, like waking to view what's always been there. Beyond the office, the head was already calling. We have a bullying report, she told the line. And we have an audio. We must follow rules. Rules are a rough tool. It slices with guidelines, not with feeling. It demands the academy to probe, to summon guardians, to bar pending check, to review the behavior code. My brother's cheeks shifted a strange shade, not flushed, but emptied, as if someone drained all the heat from his surety. He rushed at me, tone sharp with dread. You didn't share it. I regarded him, and for a second, there was something like terror there that I hadn't witnessed before. Shared what? I questioned, purposely relaxed. He gawked. The dread turned to rage. By midday, the academy sent a memo to guardians. A report was being examined. The staff requested calm and promised fairness in process. In the staff room, instructors nodded sadly. Some kids celebrated in edges. The world divided into factions like a split seam. My parents received the ring while at jobs. Dad's expression clear over the cafeteria surface. Lost the grin he had sported the prior day. He rang me, tone sharp and uneasy. What have you caused? He asked. Tugged a thread, I replied. It unwound a design. He disliked designs being revealed. The probe advanced fast. The academy took accounts, checked entry records, and confirmed the sound's validity. It wasn't merely youths gossiping. It was an official review. Academy rules on intimidation, abuse, and biased speech were plain. My brother's remarks crossed the line. In 24 hours, he was barred pending a conduct meeting. The head labeled it an essential move to guard the academy group. Guardians posting on the board divided into groups. Strong protectors, ethics pushers calling for removal, and a tiny but rising count who'd long guessed their sons weren't flawless. My parents' response was a classic rush. First rejection, then image control. My father messaged the academy begging for background, for easing, for a note of traits. My mother wrote a note full of sorrow and worry and mailed it to kin. They attempted to twist it into a home issue, not a moral one. But the sound had no twist. It held their son's voice open and real. And once reality is free, the only fix is mending. At the meeting, instructors spoke about casual remarks they'd caught for years. A pal of mine, bold and firm, shared messages where my brother bragged and demeaned. Another kid who had been hit repeatedly talked with shaking bravery. It's gone on for 2 years. We feared speaking. My parents sat in the rear, hands tight. Their expressions were creased charts of shame and concern. Dad whispered regrets I neither took nor wanted. They were for a lens I hadn't set. When the panel released its ruling, it hit our mail like a judgment and a start. Required therapy for my brother, a 1-month bar, a healing justice step needing open regret and group help, and a lasting mark in his academy file about the abuse ruling. It was solid, and for the first time, it seemed the system valued safety over the kin title. At home, the aftermath was another beast. The kin chat blew up, not with "we need space" this time, but with rushed regrets and mad shields. Kin messaged and rang. My father's work got one note after another, customers questioning if the kin trade was hit. My parents grasped for hold, remove it. They pleaded on the line, plea makers asking me to erase it, claim you didn't intend it, my mother urged. My father sought the academy for mercy, not fairness. I had an option. I could remove the share and wipe the trace. I could let the issue fade under drama, or I could leave it and let responsibility handle. I picked the last. In the healing group, my brother had to face those he'd hurt. He spoke a note, tone quivering. I am sorry. People heard, some pardoned, some left, some needed space. Healing justice is uneasy because it forces facing results without cover behind systems. My parents covered therapy. They joined meetings. Their early tries seemed staged. Then they joined a session about hearing without shielding, about giving fixes without terms. It was minor effort, making rings, sending funds to the youths whose film evenings he spoiled, helping at the local hub. A month on, the kin chat looked different. The notes were less slick. They inquired about my lessons. My mother shared a pic of the broth she'd prepared for me. It felt like regret. My father typed a brief message in the chat. We are sorry for what we missed. We are mending it. D was all ideal. No, there were remaining grudges. Some kin never regained their dreams of our flawless home, but there was mending, and mending needs time. For me, the end wasn't crowd fame or payback. It was the calm awareness that I'd ceased being wiped out. I'd decided to rise, to record, and to let reality do what hidden things never could. Liberate folks from the burden of faking. In the end, the share didn't destroy anyone. It just urged everyone to face the glass. Some shattered, some shifted, and in that glow, I finally held my respect.